Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you call it a podcast. You guys, we're here today to talk about Ready to Love. Um, Bear with me, okay, because I'm just getting over something. I don't know. It wasn't really a cold. It was just like a super sore throat, like something going on with my throat. It wasn't COVID. I took a couple of those tests and they were negative. Not sure, but like, just bear with me. We're gonna get through it. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you be part of the Beautiful People family. Please like the video, comment, let's talk about it, and let's get to it, you guys. All right, so we pick up where we left off, which was trying to see who was going home, if it was Brandon or Habibi with that dumbass name. And Brandon gets voted off. And you guys, he says that he feels like he was voted off because he has 4 kids and maybe that's too much for people. And I'm like, no. I mean, 4 is a lot. I ain't gonna lie, 4 is a lot. However, I think it's the fact that you just got divorced 6 months ago. And it's the fact that you guys got married twice, which means you've left and gone back and left and gone back. Like, how do we know? It's only been 6 months. How do we know that you're really done? Listen, he needs to go somewhere, sit down, and heal and come back later. Well, not to this show. I'm just saying, try to find love later, but 6 months after is maybe a little bit too soon. So Brandon has to go. Habibi, yeah, they really could have sent him home because what is his purpose? And in this show, we're going to have a drinking game. Drink every time this fool says saxophone or saxophonist. Like, please have a drink every time he says it. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we don't care that you play the goddamn saxophone. Like, how many times are you going to tell us that you play it? I swear to God, they better let him play it on this show so that we can see how good he is. Because if this fool says I am a saxophonist and how do you feel about me playing the saxophone and me going away because I play the saxophone, dude, we don't care. Excuse me. All right, so we have Unique and the erotic Arthur talking, and she likes him, he likes her. She's being very bashful when she's, talks to him. He says he likes that, and I don't know, he just gives me player vibes. So, Unique, sweetie, just be careful with him. Then we have, yeah, I was going to call him out his name, Habibi, running around talking to all the women. Apparently, what is her name? Tequila or whatever is the girl that he likes. Roundaway Girl Part 3. She is definitely Roundaway Girl Part 3. He likes her. And he's talking to the girl Sierra, though. And she's the one with the short blonde cut. And he's asking her, what happened in your last relationship? How'd you fuck it up? And he has a straight face. And then she's like, well, I didn't mess it up. And he smiles. And he's like, I'm just being facetious. And he's childish. Y'all, he's childish as shit. And I wouldn't be able to deal with him because not only are you childish, but shit's not funny. Like, if you're going to be childish, at least be funny. Make me laugh. Excuse me, y'all. Make me laugh at least, but like, shit's just not funny. I'm sorry. I'm so irritated with this guy. So she's not feeling him, but she continues to talk to him. She said, listen, he's not my fave. However, I think he's funny. And I'm like, you do? Because I don't. All right, so next we have Unique talking to Red, and he goes up to her and talks to her, and he's like, "I feel like we didn't end off on a really good note," and she's like, "We didn't even start on a good note." So basically, she's the one that called him a thought, and he was offended. I was more offended by the fact that she used the term thought. Like, are they still saying that? Is that still a thing? But he's going on about how he, makes 6 figures and he's not a thought. And excuse me, who cares? Dude, who cares, honestly? Like, if you don't care about what she thinks or whatever, because he then goes on this whole thing about how, I don't really care. She's disrespectful and I meet disrespect with disrespect and I don't care what she thinks. If you don't care, why are you trying to talk to her? And he's like, normally I wouldn't even be coming to have another conversation with you. Okay, so don't. Like, maybe they told him he had to. I don't know, but it was just like pointless because she was just like, Okay, like she's just not feeling him, and I don't blame her. But then he said something about her being a thought. It kind of just made no sense, you guys. The whole conversation was just stupid. But she had the nerve to be offended in the confessional. She's like, "So I call you a thought? Well, not call him a thought." She said he had a thought job. And she's like, "And I apologize." Did she apologize? Maybe I missed it. I don't know. But she's like, "I apologize." And then you call me a thought. And she's like, "That's just adding smoke to the fire." And I'm like, how you going to be mad when you did the same thing to him? Like, y'all, what is going on with these women? Come on. All right, next we have our first group date. And y'all know I don't know these people's names, so y'all gonna have to bear with me again. But Tequila, Roundaway Girl Part 3, she's asking Old Face Phil why, they have an issue or whatever. And he's like, it kind of stemmed from when I first talked to you and you asked me like sexual questions and I felt like it was too soon. And they kind of didn't really go into it anymore. Red made a joke like, "Oh, you didn't ask me no sexual questions." And I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, he's the comedian because he's not funny either. Like, he's just not. Then we have the girl Janelle came. Yeah, she came walking in like you could not tell her anything. You could not tell this girl that she was not the finest thing in the world. Okay. She sits down. They ask who she's feeling. She's feeling red. And Around the Way Girl 3 says she's feeling red too. And I'm like, are we looking at the same person? Like that guy right there. All y'all feeling that guy right there. I'm sorry, y'all. Mm, absolutely not. But listen, you like what you like, I guess. Maybe he has the best personality ever. Maybe the six figures is working for him. I don't know. But I'm surprised. I'm shocked as shit. I mean, no, they don't have a lot to choose from here. They don't. But the fact that everybody is feeling him, I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie. So then they asked Janelle about Habibi, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm just not feeling him." And they're like, "Well, I feel some tension." And she says, "Well, I don't want to get into it, but let's just let it go." And he was trying to get out of it too. He's like, "Let's just go play some games." And in the confessional, she says that Habibi said one of the most offensive comments to her about her body. Um, and they pretty much let it go for now. We'll find out later what he said, but they at this place, you guys, they're at this place that's bowling. I think that's what they call it. It's like football and bowling, and we had to do it at our conference last year. Excuse me. We had to do it at our conference last year. Dumbest shit ever. Dumbest shit in the world. Where you try to knock down these pins with a football. When I tell you, it was so dumb. It was so dumb. And they made it mandatory that everybody had to go to this. Everybody had to go to this crap. Yeah, but that's what they did. So, once they get on the field or whatever, what's her name? The girl with the white boots, Tiny Tot. Yeah, Tiny Tot took off her shoes and ew. I mean, ew, because this is a place where everybody is in here. They have their actual shoes on. They're running around like I don't understand why people don't think about germs. Like it's so beyond me that she would take her shoes off and anyway, I'm going off subject, but so her and Red, they're kind of flirting or whatever. And the girl Janelle is like, "Red, I'm watching you," giving the whole jealous thing or whatever, which I guess could be cute at first. However, if she really mean it, we know we didn't see some of them with Camille and who was it last year? The crazy girl last year. I mean, last season that actually really was crazy. That broad was crazy. The Nair girl, can't remember her name. But yeah, so they're kind of flirty or whatever, and Janelle is not feeling it. All right, so it is very evident that Janelle is not feeling Tiny Tot because she let it be known. She's like, "Red, don't let that little girl get you in trouble." I'm like, that's a lot. She's doing a lot. I think there's like a 10-year age difference, and she's like 10 years older than that little girl. Leave that girl alone. But what was funny to me is that Tiny Tot knew, she knows this girl don't like her. Well, this lady doesn't like her, so she's like going out of her way to be irritating. And she's like, "Yay, me!" And I'm about to throw that. Like she was just. First of all, y'all know she's extra bubbly, and that bullshit is just not cool at all. Like we don't like it. We don't like extra bubbly. Like she should really sit down somewhere. So that's irritating in itself, but she was going out of her way to be extra irritating. So I just found that funny because listen, yeah, I mean, if I know you don't like me, I'm gonna cue you with kindness or something as well. And she was acting very pressed, and I'm just like, girl, these guys like you, Janelle, Miss. I am above everyone else. Even the way she speaks is like, yes, and she was like this, and she was like that. And I'm like, if you are all that, sis, then stop acting so pressed by this guy because he's excuse me, talking to this girl. All right, so we also have Habibi playing darts with Round the Way Girl 3. And she asks him about his old relationships or whatever. No, actually, she doesn't. He says, "How do you think you're going to do with me being a saxophonist? So if you have a drink, go ahead and drink, because there we go. He's a saxophonist." And she's like, "Is that a problem? Do you travel a lot?" "Yeah, I travel a lot. I found a girl in each city." Okay, all right. She asked about his old girlfriend then or whatever. What happened? And he's like, uh she didn't give oral basically. And like I feel like he says stuff for shock value, and I don't know that he really means it, but he's able to say it with a straight face, and it can get old. Like it really can get old. Again, I just don't think he's funny. So it is what it is. She ended up giving him a compliment and telling him that he takes accountability and she loves the honesty. And I'm like, girl, okay, but yeah, Habibi hopefully will go next because I don't even want to listen to him no more. I don't. Yeah, once again, Habibi strikes and he's having a conversation with Lil Bubbly. And he's telling her that he has managed to keep his penis in his pants for almost a year. And that's very hard because he's a saxophonist. So drink again. And he's like, "Do you understand how hard that is?" And this and that. And she's like, "Listen, check please. I'm done here." And I'm like, "Yeah, she's a goof troop, but she ain't crazy enough to want to keep talking to him." So he's a waste, y'all. He's like wasting our time. Ooh, y'all. Apparently, I called the wrong one old face. His name is Phil. He got an old ass face too. Sorry. But old face is old face. And old face is, what is his name? I can't remember his name. The one with the locks and the beard and the old ass face. Like when they showed him, I was like, "Oh, old face, that's you." Like the other one, that wasn't you. This is you, y'all. Oh, they did not get good picks. I'm sorry, they did not get good picks. But he's talking to the Sierra girl, and y'all, I'm not feeling her because she talked too slow. Like I don't like that. I don't like people who talk super slow like that, where she's like, "Yeah, you be all erotic with me, and you are," and he's like, "Oh, erotic? That means you been thinking about me sexually," and she's like, "No, yes, that is what that means." Like, girl, but why are you thinking about him sexually? Like, you see him? Oh, it's coming off so mean, and I don't mean to be mean. I swear I don't. None of these people are unattractive. Let me say that. Let me give a disclaimer. But do they look older than their actual age? Hell yes, they do. What's the other girl name? The one who hosted this party. She got on the black dress and the red lip. She had a cute red lip. Now I will give her and Sierra. They both have on cute red lips. Um, but she's a pretty girl and she likes that guy that has the nice body. He's not the original one that we call body, the African guy, but he also I believe is a personal trainer, and she likes him and they look cute together. All right, so we end up ending that group date and nothing really happened. Yeah, I mean, it was nothing happened. So we move on. All right, so we have a couple of single dates that they're going back and forth on, and we have the girl Sierra with Habibi, and we just ain't gonna get enough of him. Like, good God. They sit down, they're talking. She tell him that her mom's name is Leslie, and he's like, "Oh, Leslie, I like that." Trying to be nice or whatever. Then they end up talking about crawfish, and he says that he knew how to clean crawfish or something from when he was 2. I don't know. They're going back and forth about crawfish, and she's like, "Yeah, I learned how to do it by 4 years old because my mom was taking too long, and I would do like 4 to her 1." And he says, "Your mom ain't shit." What? And she's like, "Excuse me, what?" And he's like, "It's a joke." Again, him trying to do shit for the sake of shocking people. However, it's just not funny. It's just not. But do I think this guy means harm? I don't think he means any harm in the stuff he be saying. I really don't. I just think he's an idiot. That's it. That's it. Like, he's an idiot. And then we have the two personal trainers. What's his name? Quentin, and the other girl, the other chocolate personal trainer girl. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. Shit, it's almost 9 o'clock. Yeah, I have a friend who clowns me all the time about how early I go to bed. I get up really early and my sleep stuff just be all off because I go to bed early, wake up in the middle of the night, wake up early. It's just crazy, but I go to bed early, bottom line. So he calls me a baby and all that. Shout out to Jamie. Um, that's why I'm like looking at the clock because I'm yawning and it's time, y'all. We don't have to wrap it up because your girl is tired. All right, y'all. So we're in the ladies' lounge with nephew Tommy, and we're finding out who people like, who they don't like. The girl Sierra said that old face Herbert with the old ass name too. She said that he makes the girls all tingly downstairs, and I'm like, how many girls you got downstairs? What you mean? Like, I called the girls, but that makes sense. There's two of them. There's the girls. What girl she got downstairs? Anyway, she likes him. I, anyway, she likes him. Some of the other ladies like Red. I don't understand any of these choices. I don't. No shade to the guy. Excuse me. No shade to the guys, I swear. But I don't get it. But that's who they liking. Yeah, so then we get a little bit of spice when Tequila says that she likes Habibi. Yeah, and she just looks woo round the way girlish for real, sitting in this ladies lounge. I mean, the face she's making, resting bitch face for real. She's not even attempting to smile. But as she's talking about how she likes him, the girl Sierra has her lips turned up, and then the girl, what's her name, Janelle or whatever, the one that thinks she's everything, she's like, he is a certified clown. And I'm sorry. Where is the lie? I have to agree with her. He is. He's a certified clown. And so they end up going back and forth because, listen, you can't say nothing about her man. Don't talk about her man. That's not her actual man. Listen. Yo, little Bubbly says that she believes Quentin, which is the personal trainer, likes white girls. That's funny because I just had this conversation with somebody as well. And I don't know where she got that from or whatever, but maybe he just gives that off because somebody else said they were thinking the same thing. This broad had the nerve to say, "Yeah, I'm the closest thing to it." And when I tell you, nephew Tommy cracked up. She feels like she's the closest thing to a white girl because of the way she speaks. This bitch, like, seriously, she gotta go, y'all. She gotta go. I don't like that at all because to me it sounds like that's what she want. She want to sound like them. Is that what you trying to do, girl? Bye. All right. So the girl Janelle says that that's a rumor that they're starting. Like, you don't necessarily know that he likes white women, so she's not feeding into it. And I get it. And you guys, like I said, I just had this conversation and I was wrong. And it only came up because someone was like, yeah, it was a bunch of white women all over him. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, he seems like he would be the type to go after the white women. Why would I say that? I don't know. I don't know. But I was wrong. And so they could very well be wrong as well. Because the other girl that is a personal trainer, she is the chocolatiest one there. And she's like, listen, he be all up in my face. And I am super chocolate. So I don't feel like that's true. And I don't feel like that's true either. I feel like he liked black women. All right, so we talk about Habibi and who likes him, who doesn't like him. All the women think he's attractive, but that mouth, like his mouth gets him into trouble. His mouth is too much. And we finally find out what he said to the Janelle girl. So apparently, on the first night or first day or whatever, she said she turned around and he was like immediately right there. And he said, girl, those boobs, next time I'm a suck 'em. And when I tell you, Tommy was like, what? He said, what? And he's like, who the fuck would say some shit like that? Like, Tommy was pissed off. And he told the women, that type of disrespect, no. If somebody says something like that to you, you come to me like immediately because that's a no. And y'all, let me tell you, I had this man at work. He didn't say anything like that to me, but I'm talking to him and he's like looking down on purpose, looking down or whatever. And then he looks up like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't concentrate. And I told him, don't play with me. Like, don't play with me. So I went to the manager and I said, listen, if he does it again, you better talk to him and let him know that if he plays with me like that again, I will go directly to HR. I'm not one to play with like that. This is business. Don't play with me. And she told him, and after that, he didn't speak to me anymore. I don't care. I don't give a shit because it's disrespectful. Like, don't do that. Don't, like, how childish is that you can't see? And I wasn't even, like, I'm not saying that she, had her boobies out or whatever, but I definitely didn't because at work, I'm not even the show a whole lot of cleavage type. I'm not. So I know that I didn't. But anyway, nephew Tommy was really mad, so I'm hoping Habibi gets sent home. I can't remember who gets sent home, but let's wrap it up, y'all. Y'all, then we get just an altercation, an an altercation in there with Janelle and excuse me, what is her name, Tequila or whatever, because she's talking about how he's in somebody's top, and they go back and forth about how he's not that bad and you didn't give him a chance, whatever. Like, after he said some stuff like that, no, he didn't need any chances, but they go back and forth. The girl, Tequila, gets up and Janelle is just like, you mad because don't nobody like you. And she says that because Tequila was in the bottom two on the first night, remember? So really don't nobody like her for real, except Habibi, so they can leave together. And I think on her way out, she said if he gets eliminated, eliminate her too. Girl, bye. That would be great if both of y'all left. That would be amazing. But it's just funny because when they stood up and she's like, don't nobody like you, and she tells Janelle they're only choosing you because of your skin color. First of all, Janelle is not light skinned, but it's just so sad to me that these people are still playing into this whole colorism thing. Like, she's a grown ass woman talking about skin color and the fact that this is why they're going. No, like, y'all, that's sad to me. It really is. And yeah, y'all already know that I don't subscribe to all that. I mean, I know it's a thing, it is a thing. However, it's not always a thing. That's not always the case. Sometimes people just don't like you because you act like an around the way girl. But yeah, okay, so we're finally about to wrap this shit up, y'all. All right, so surprisingly, the bottom two is Habibi and Red. And I'm like, Red? All of them was saying that they liked Red at first. Now all of them saying that he's not funny. And I'm like, the comedian is not funny. So, they go out on their dates or whatever, and we let Habibi go. Yay, we don't have to see or hear this man anymore. Thank God. Except, until the reunion. So that was it for this episode, you guys. Sorry, a little dry, little You know, not so much energy as normal, but we gonna get back there next week. All right, I will feel way better and we'll be back. But if you are still with me, you are the real MVP. Thank you very much. Again, if you have not already, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you. Thumbs up the video, comment, let me know what y'all think. Who's your favorite? Who you feeling? Who you not feeling? And let's talk about it. But I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.